Thanks for staying with us. So we still have Iyabo Ojo with us, and we are discussing about sex in marriage, and we're going to pack that for a second. There's another angle I'd like to discuss with you because, you know, I've always wanted to ask you this question for many years. You know, there's a perspective out there that when a woman leaves her marriage, becomes a single mother, society has a way of perceiving them. And I think even Ketensha recently said that she's tired of being called an Olushu, maybe because she's a single mother, whatever it is. And they don't expect you to have successful career. They don't expect you to have successful children. Just like, oh, she doesn't have a man in her life. She has left her husband and she's there. I want you to take us on that journey because it's important for society to see that a woman should not be defined by her marital status alone. There are other parts of it, but lots of women, especially in Nigeria. So you are a successful single mother and you've raised successful children. How is that journey?
It's not an easy journey because it's a job of two people. You know, it was easier for me with my daughter, but not completely easy with my son because there's so many, like the issues we're talking about. I can't have those conversations with him because he's not even going to listen. That Mom, no, don't, no, you know, because, you know.
He's a man.
So it's like I always say, you can't do it alone. One important thing I try to do is to make sure that their father was present in their life, you know, so those conversations, he could have it with the dad or have it with my elder brother. Because raising a male child, you have to extremely be intentional about their thoughts and their growth and what runs through their mind. And most time the guy just wants to be the guy. He doesn't even want to talk to you about anything. So that you still need, you know, a male figure, even not a dad, at least a man in that family or someone close to you could always relate to the boy child while you know, raise. I feel it's like a stigma when you're a single mom, and it's been like that. And that is one of my driving forces to be successful. Because I said to myself, you know, I'm gonna make it. It makes you work twice as hard. So everything you have to do, you do it twice as hard. You're very intentional, listening to your kids. You don't want them to do anything wrong. At the time, Priscilla said to me, Mom, you don't trust me. She was already in Bangkok. And she's like, you don't trust me. Every time you don't allow me be, like I'm always, I have to be with someone like a bodyguard and everything. And I was like, no, it's not you I don't trust, it's your friends I don't trust. You know, because you have to like be very cautious of everything. Because you know, if it goes wrong, they're gonna come for you.
Absolutely.
They're gonna say, oh, you see, you failed because the man. And most times the men are, even the married ones, the men are not there because they're busy out there working and looking for money.
Exactly.
It's still the woman's job. The only thing is that now the woman has to look for the money. Do you understand? And there's a lot of married people that the woman is hustling, looking for money. The man is still hustling, looking for money. But the women tend to pay more attention to the children.
Let me talk about parents in the way, because I followed you for a while. And I see that when you talked about her friends, that's not the impression I have. I felt that you brought in those friends. You sort of adopted too many of your kids' friends so that you are in the circle of things. That's what I see from outside.
Yeah, I'm talking about, I wasn't talking about school.
She went to Bangkok,
You know, she's in school, she has so many people in school. And then I left the strict instructions that she can step out unless a particular number is being called, which is just one of my lines. If I don't call from that line, they should not allow her to go out. So that's what I was talking about.
Talk about that decision to
allow her friends.
Our friends, and, you know, raise them. You know the way we were raised. The profile your friend. This one, I don't want to see this one. I don't want to see this one. I don't want to see this one. But you and your love, for instance, I just thought, you know, you opened your doors. To
number one, I love children. And I opened my doors to so many children. Some are not even Priscilla or Festus friends. They're just kids. I just, as my spirit leads. So I do that a lot. Most of her friends and his friends and their friends, because I mean, I didn't raise them alone. I raised them with other kids. Of course. So there were like 7 of them.
Living with you?
Yes. So I raised them all together. My cousins, my nephews, you know. And one of my staff, I adopted her and the daughter. So I raised all of them together. And obviously when you have 7 kids in the house, you're definitely going to have a lot of young ones coming in. You know, and if you push them away, they will go outside.
Yeah.
So you have to allow them come in, because that's how you get to know who is this and who's that.
Right.
And then you get to ask, who are your parents? Where do you stay? What do you do? Why are you here at this time? You know, I love them. They can come, because my girl child hardly goes out to do any staycation or whatever. Sleepovers. No, not allowed.
Okay, so I have, you mentioned something.
Yeah.
And you said it in passing, but it is not something I want us to just gloss over.
Yeah.
That you allowed your ex to have a relationship with the children, especially in this time where it gets to social media, that people are coming online to beg to have access to their children. Men are coming to ask that, I want to see my child and all of that. Well, how easy was it for you?
No easy.
To allow that relationship to continue, and how important would you say it is to ensure that your ex had a relationship with the children?
Okay, so the first thing I said to myself is, my sins are not my children's sins. My mistakes are not their mistakes.
Wow.
And I'm not going to allow a circle continue to run. My mom and my dad were separated. I didn't even know them together. I didn't get to know my mom until I was like 7, right? And when I did, it was with my mom a bit, with my dad a bit. It was a whole lot in my head. And most times I'm in school, because I went to one of the best schools, like Grace Children's School, then when I was much younger. And when I'm in the class and we're talking about, you know, mommy, daddy stuff, I'm confused. Because the only person I really know as a parent was my grandmother, right? My late grandmother. So there was a lot of confusion going on in my head. And when I grew up and I got to know some certain things, I didn't want that for my children. So I had to pay the price. I had to take whatever, because it's not their fault. And it worked, because my kids grew up well. Like, Priscilla was about 15 or so when I didn't even know you guys were separated. Like, it didn't dawn on her.
Wow.
Yes, because every Christmas, it was a ritual. I'll get 2 gifts each. And I make sure the dad's gift is bigger. Do you understand? So Boxing Day, they're always eager to run downstairs and open the gift box. And they don't open my own first, they open his own first. You understand? So I did everything possible. I got them a phone just for weekends.
You're separated in the house, and both of you are staying in the same house?
No, we were never stayed in the same house.
Okay.
But when he was in Nigeria, I allowed him come into my home anytime to see the kids. I allowed him take the kids to his place anytime. Do you know? So they just didn't know, because I never cussed out on him in their presence. There was never bitterness. Yes, there was never no. Whatever discussion I had about their dad was with my friends and closed doors. I think the first time I ever talked about anything that had to do with my marriage was when I was talking to single mothers. Was it 2019? There was this video that went viral. I started crying. I was emotional because the lady actually sent me a message, and I get those kind of message every time in my DM. But that one just kind of hit me, you know. And I was like, okay, let me just address this. Let me talk about this. The people know that single motherhood is not easy, but you know you're gonna get past it. So for me, I didn't show no hate. I didn't show no bitterness. They didn't know who was paying school fees or who was not paying school fees. Do you understand? If I call him and say, this is the bill, and he says, I don't have, fine, I'm doing it.
Figure it out.
Because at the end of the day, they are my kids. I made that decision.
I think that's
so it's my
stuff.
thing. You know. And today, Festus, yes. Festus. Where's the camera?
It's in front of you.
Right in front of you.
Festus. I'm jealous. It's very close to the dad. Yes.
Wow.
I mean, in fact, when I go to see him and he's talking, I think he's talking to a friend. And who is that? My dad. I'm like,
That's why we are jealous enough.
but Festus is laughing. He's like, what's going on? Like, because I never made it a big deal. I never showed any sign.
You know, some people are going to watch this interview now and say, Shebi, you are toxic, even though they had, done a lot of evil to that woman. They're saying, they're going to say, see Iyabo, go and see your mates. She did not show, see how she handled it. And they're going to get away with some form of injustice.
No, they don't have to get away with it, because, the kids, they grow and they know. My kids, they know the truth.
But I also wanted to find out, while you were, doing this and carrying it on, did he make it difficult for you? Because we've heard stories of how some people would want to do just the way that you've done it, but the other party just finds way of making things difficult, or was he just someone that understood?
Okay, so for me, I didn't really care. I was done. So whatever contribution he wanted to contribute or not contribute didn't matter to me. I gave the options. There's a phone. When you want to call them weekends. They will pick up their call. So if you call, if you don't call, I'm not bothered. When the kids come and say, oh, I've not spoken to my dad, you've not spoken to him. Maybe he's busy, he traveled, he's doing something. I don't even show it. I'm like, he's busy, he will call you. Okay. And if he stays long to call them, Priscilla will not pick up her call. And then he will call me and say, Priscilla is not picking up. I say, hey, what's my own? Don't you have a number? Do you understand? I'm like, okay, sorry, I was busy. Then he gives his explanations to them. I don't explain anything to them. You know, I allow them have their relationship the way he wants to have it with them.
So you just
what I'm getting from you, Iyabo, is that you focus more on you. Yes. How you behave. You're not really interested in how he's behaving, what he's doing. It's about how you're raising the kids and giving them access. I love that, because that for me is very profound. Yeah. But there's a question that was in my head. Do you miss marriage, and would you like to have that ring back on?
Yeah, I don't miss marriage. You'd
rather not. You'd rather not.
I'm too independent. That's my problem. And God has just blessed me for now with a man who is also very independent. So we just we align.
Please explain to us that relationship. We'll come to follow in a second, but that, because we understand why it's relationship. The partner, they come in, they go weekend.
She travels.
Yeah, they travel together. They know each other's in-laws every weekend. So how is it with you? Do you guys have days you come to each other when you have days?
Okay, so for me, because of the way I work, I'm such a workaholic. Okay. And he's also a workaholic. Yeah. That's Igbo man. He likes to work. For me, there are times I just want to be alone. Yeah. So if I want to be alone, I pack my bag. Babe, I go to my house. Okay, baby, bye-bye.
No quarrel.
No quarrel. Because he knows, he understands that. I can tell him I'll see you in 5 days. Okay. And then maybe after 3 days, I can appear again. And sometimes I'll take my 5 days. It depends on how busy, or even add 2 extra days. But we never fight over that. Because he understands. Because even though we might not be together in the same place, we communicate a lot. Yeah. And him also, we pack his bag and say, baby, like last year, baby, I know they're around for like 7-8 months too. I go work. You know, so I get my container for this. I get London this, because he has businesses in Dubai, London, and America. And I have to go. Bye-bye. But anytime there's an open ticket for me.
Yes, you can always be what a life.
Even his birthday, I was supposed to fly, but I couldn't because of my movie promotion. But there's an open ticket. Anytime, any day, I can fly down to go and see him. And if I don't go, he understands that I'm busy.
But if he proposes to you, will you marry him?
We don't want marriage. We just don't want marriage. That's another difference.
What's the difference?
There's difference.
You're committed to
take your bag and go for 6 months.
Because you see why
that question, I want that question. But let's have a call. I want that question. Hello, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to the ladies.
Yes, good morning. You're welcome to the show, sir. Go ahead, please.
I have been listening to you, and I want to say that it's like your view. You are emphasizing on the issue of breakup, separation, and all that. I don't think this is proper. What is the ideal will of God for you? Whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, what is God's ideal purpose for marriage? Our forefathers, we never heard of divorce, separation. Why? Today, we have allowed social media, internet, television to bring all this confusion into our lives. All that we are discussing. My mother never had all these problems.
That's your mother.
It didn't mean she was 100% happy with my father. They had a way of settling things, and they were always together until death do them part. Even when they were not Christians. But today we claim to be Christians.
Your father was not violent.
Muslim. Yes, we can't keep marriage. We are full of pride. That's why we cannot submit to our husband. Husband cannot love their wife as God expects. And so all you have is separation, and all that. And I'm talking about the effect on children and all the rest of that. See, I expect you women to think of how we can go back to how our forefathers did this thing with less problems. So that our society will be better off.
Thank you very much,
sir. Who brought up children are creating problems in our society.
Yeah.
I don't have
I want to say something.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Yes,
Okay.
I do want to respond to him. So, number one, maybe he was lucky to have a father that was not violent. And so, obviously, if there are other things, because when you take violence away and you take, you know, some emotional trauma away, neglect. So maybe you had a good dad. And we still have marriages who they are still together till tomorrow because either the two spouses are perfect for each other. So you cannot project that on other people. You cannot say a woman who's been battered day and night. Even some men get battered by their wives. Do you understand? To remain in the marriage and die in the marriage because our forefathers stayed in their marriage. You don't know what they went through while they were there. You don't know what happened.
One of the things that we've always emphasized on this show is that everybody's view should be heard.
Yes.
If you are in a happy marriage, you are heard, you are encouraged. If you are in a traumatic situation, you are helped and tooled, given the tools to survive and thrive outside. So we are not here to say everybody should get divorced. We're not enabling broken homes. We're not enabling division in families. We are enabling strong, happy marriages, strong, happy singles, strong single parents, like each
happy relationship.
Happy relationship.
At the end of the day, the result is the same. We're looking for successful children and wealth, and we both on both ends, you can still get it.
And
that
if you
objective.
actually listen to the conversation that she had, she was giving tools to help single parents raise wholesome children despite the traumas they've gone through. So how could you hear that conversation and pick out divorce as the tip you were getting, as opposed to the fact that we are helping
No, you
single
joined
people
late.
get...
Because when we were talking about...
Okay, let me take this call. I have to come to you back. BB Chairman, I think. Thanks for calling. Hello, you're live.
Hello.
Yes,
morning.
go ahead, please.
Morning.
Yes, I just got in, I saw your conversation, I saw the topic.
Yes,
So
sir.
I appreciate your handwork.
Thank you, sir.
And the anchor lady, yes, it's nice what I'm here. But I will not be happy if this is just for television's sake.